welcome to the Monumental Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Q. Here we focus on tapping into our fullest potential to become our best possible selves. If you are a fan of the show, please like, follow, subscribe at Dr. Q the Coach on all social media platforms. Every Monumental Monday, we will drop an episode that will just allow you to get some words in your life, get a word of the week to incorporate, as well as a metaphor or phrase to get you through the week. And that way you can incorporate it in your daily life and just really focus on being our best possible selves. Today, our word of the week is adaptability. This word is dear to me because I had to really adapt these past few days. To adapt means to shape something into a suitable or new purpose or use in life, to modify or adjust to your new conditions. Adapting is really a trait that all of us should have. Now, I did say I had to adapt this week. Let me give you an idea of what that kind of looks like. I bought this laptop, really nice new laptop, so that I can do wonderful things like this podcast. And I was working on my laptop. Everything was fine on Friday. Well, come Sunday, when I was ready to edit and post my video, I found out that my laptop just would not come on. Wasn't sure what the issue was, didn't quite know what happened, but I said, okay, let's just let it charge overnight and let's go from there. I can still get up in the morning and make sure this video is up and ready to post. Well, guess what? Come Monday morning, it still would not come on. So I reached out to the technology team where I bought the laptop from, reached out to them, set up an appointment, and the closest appointment was 30 minutes from my house because the store that's right up the street didn't have any appointments available. So what do? We make it happen. Drive 30 minutes on the other side of town to figure it out. Took my laptop up there, told them, look at everything. Let me know what's going on because I just bought this laptop in like January, so I know it should be good to go. And I purchased a protection plan when I bought it. So whatever issue it is, kindly fix it for me. Dropped it off. I asked, how long will it take? They said, well, it'll be about 10 days. 10 days. That is 10 days of me not having my business laptop. What am I going to do for 10 days without having my business laptop? Well, that's when adjusting comes in. You have to adjust and adapt to the new conditions in which we are put in. Left, came back home, a little discouraged, trying to figure out how am I still going to post this content, edit these videos, and be able to provide what it is that I enjoy doing on these Mondays. Well, needless to say, this video did not get posted on Monday, but we are going to make sure that we roll with the punches and make it happen with using what it is that we have. So now I'm using a different laptop. Oh, and the story goes on. Come to find out, somehow my laptop got wet. It messed up my battery and the motherboard, and the laptop was uber expensive. And I said, okay, well, I got this protection plan. What can you do? And they said, oh, no, you don't have a protection plan. Whoa. Now that was an issue because I know I told the guy when I purchased the laptop to give me the protection plan because of the value of the laptop and also understanding that it is for my business. When you do something for your business, you got to make sure you protect it. Even when you do something for yourself, you have to make sure that you protect it. So I'm like, I know I signed up for this. Had to call a corporate office, had to deal with a lot of different things, went to 2 different stores, all the way back to the original store I purchased it from, sat in traffic for over an hour because we all know that sometimes at 5 o'clock, 5:30, traffic is a mess, especially here in South Carolina on Interstate 20. It's like ridiculous. So it took me over an hour to get back even to my side of town, to go back to the store that I originally purchased the laptop, for them to tell me there's nothing that they could do. So I spoke back with their manager. I spoke back with the their corporate office, and eventually I was able to get to a solution where they were able to swap out my laptop and they'll be sending me a new one in the mail because that was a faulty thing on their end, where not ringing me up for everything that I asked for. But I will tell you this, being able to adapt is important in all situations in life. This situation here with dealing with this laptop and a whole day of interesting foolishness, I will tell you this. Throughout this entire time, yes, I was upset. I was hurt a little bit. I got discouraged a little bit. But whenever I was speaking with people, I didn't take it out on them. I was able to still give them grace. It's not their fault. It's not my fault. I don't know how a laptop got wet in the first place. But I do have two children, so I know now. Just inform them like this. This is a no zone area because I have no idea how it got wet in the first place. However, being able to adapt and adjust to the situation that took place, being able to interact with other people, it shows when you are kind, when you are not irate, when you show understanding and you still appreciate the help that people are giving you, and being able to move and maneuver in different surroundings, going from different stores in traffic for an hour. Like all of that was very frustrating. But when I got to the store, I was like, you know what, let me put myself in the right mindset where everything is going to work out in my favor. And it did. And at first, it was, oh, there's nothing I can do for you. Okay, well, let's sit back. Let's kind of have a conversation, make sure we're on the same page and see how we can move forward. And eventually they helped me and we were able to move forward and they were able to send me a new laptop that should be coming within the next 2 days. Thank you. So that I can be able to still provide and do what it is that I love to do with this podcast and with, like, I wrote a book. My book is on my laptop, but luckily I sent it via email. So now it's just being able to adapt to those new conditions, those changes, being able to modify on the fly is really important to have in life. It's important in your workspace because at work, everyone knows that changes happen at work all the time. It's always something. It could be a new policy. It can be a new environment, a new boss, a new manager, just anything that can change, and being able to adapt and adjust to those changes really speaks volumes to who you are as a person. It shows that you're flexible. It shows that you can modify and still thrive in the midst. It shows that even if you may face controversy, adversity, anything, any kind of challenge or obstacle, being able to adapt allows you to thrive in all of those situations. So being adaptable, having adaptability is a crucial skill to not just work, but life in general. Being able to maneuver, being able to go forward, being able to do what it is that you need to do to be successful. When you think about being adaptable, we said that this is an essential skill. So how do you become more adaptable? How do you do this? Well, one, you just do it. Whatever it is that needs to be done, you just do it. Don't overthink things. You're sit down, okay, let's see, how can I make this work for me? What do I have that I can use to still make this work for me? Also, being willing to learn. When you're adaptable, that means that even though things are changing, you're willing to go through that process, that learning process, and understanding that, guess what? Because you're learning, there may be times where you fail. There may be times where things don't work out the way that you expected. But being adaptable means that you're able to still maneuver despite that failure. You're still able to change the course of your journey and still get to the destination that's at the end of your journey, whatever that destination or goal may be. Also, also, being adaptable means being flexible. Being flexible, as in being able to change, no matter like if it's a time change or things of that nature, a location change, being able to be flexible. Okay, you need me to come in on this day. Okay, we're going to change the time of this meeting. That means you're able to adjust, you're able to be flexible and do so, because that's showing that you're a team player. That's showing that you can be a great leader. And that's showing that you understand that things happen and things change, and you're willing to go along with it to still get to, again, that common goal. I read this quote and it said, the secret to survival is being willing to change. Managing change allows you to either cope or win, or both, which is great. I really like this quote because it shows that being adaptable and having the ability to adapt means being able to go along with the change, changing who you are, changing your surroundings, being flexible. All of that is the same thing when it comes to being able to change. When you change, you grow, you learn. And if you're not growing and you're not learning and you're not becoming a better person each and every day, then what are we doing? Because that's our goal. Our goal is to be better than we were the day before. And how do you do that? You change, whether it's your mindset, your scheduling, you adapt to whatever life throws your way so that you can still be successful in all aspects. You understand that there may be challenges or failures, but goodness, even though in the midst you continue to move forward, you continue to grow, you continue to be your best possible self. Being capable of thriving in the midst of challenges is one of the main reasons why we understand that being adaptable is better than just being naturally smart, than being the strongest person in the world. Because the strongest person does not always win. The smartest person does not always win. But who do win is the person that is more responsive to the changes that take place around them. You have to be willing to be adaptable. You have to be willing to take change to whatever it is that you may face, to grow, to move forward, to understand that, hey, I have to roll with the punches sometimes. Hey, this is out of my control, and guess what? I'm just going to make the best of it. Still being able to see things on the bright side. Sometimes we look at change as a bad thing. Change ain't a bad thing. If anybody told you change is a bad thing, I'm going to tell you, no, change ain't a bad thing. Change is good. Change is good for you because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. It pushes you to a place where you are able to expand your way of thinking, expand your mindset, expand your surroundings, expand in a whole, just expand as a person. So be adaptable. Practice being adaptable in all areas of your life. Even with me, with having to deal with, now I'm using a whole different laptop, still trying to make sure that everything turns out right. Finding out that, hey, I get some noises that took place where I'm going to have to try to edit them in and make it sound like it was meant to be there. But we're rolling with the punches. And that's what life is really all about, being able to roll with the punches. Coming up, when you adapt, do you know, like you force your mind, we said to expand, but when you adapt, you're also forcing your mind to come up with new ideas, to think outside of the box. You're recreating and repurposing things. It's allowing you to be more resourceful. What do I have that I can already use? What around me will be able to assist me? Who around me will be able to assist me? When you adapt, you're forcing your mind to really go to new heights. And that's absolutely amazing. So be adaptable. It is one of the most crucial skills that you can learn. And always remember too that it's not the strongest or the smartest or the most intelligent one that is going to survive. It's the one that's the most responsive to change and have the ability to adapt. Fun fact, I hate these little creatures. Well, not say hate, that's a very strong word. I really dislike these little creatures that crawl around, those bugs. But guess what? You know those bugs been around for thousands of years. Y'all know the bugs I'm talking about. I'm not even going to say the name of them, but those little bugs that be outside, they call them water bugs down here. I ain't never seen those until I moved to the South because they fly. That was a whole other thing, culture shock. But I was able to adapt, and I just don't go outside that much. Boom. Adapt to my surroundings. But those little bugs, you know, they've been around for thousands of years. They've outlived many different animals and creatures. It's because they are able to adapt to their surroundings. And that's absolutely interesting because they're some annoying little bugs, but they're always around in the world because they are able to adapt to their surroundings. Moral of the story: be willing to change, be willing to grow, and expand your thinking. We will now move forward to the second part of our show, which is our metaphor for this week. Our monumental metaphor for this week goes, of course, hand in hand with our word of the week, adaptability. This metaphor is: adaptability is as water coming down the side of a mountain. When you think of that, you think of a waterfall. It starts at the top and it ends at a body of water at the bottom. So when the water starts at the top, coming down the mountain, you know it's going to hit some turbulence or obstacles along the way. Water itself is just a wonderful element because it embodies adaptability. Coming down that mountain, going through the obstacles that it takes to get to their goal. Their goal is what? The body of water that's at the bottom of the mountain, at the bottom of the waterfall, whether it's a lake, a pond, or whatever natural beauty that's there at the bottom of that waterfall. But the water's goal is to get to that body of water. And how do it get there? It has that momentum. It may hit rocks that protrude out the side of the mountain. It may have to go to the left or to the right. It may have to go straight forward. It may have to splash back a little bit and then fall. But no matter what, the water has to go through different things to really get to its goal, which is at the bottom of that waterfall. And that's the same thing with being adaptable. Being adaptable is, again, understanding that there will be obstacles. You will face different things. Sometimes you might fall flat on your butt. Sometimes you may fail. But it's understanding that keep going, be adjustable, be adaptable, be flexible, and you will still be able to get to the goal at the end of your journey. Another thing that I do like about water is be like water. Water itself, like I stated, is the embodiment of being adaptable. No matter what you put water in, it takes form of that shape. So if you pour water in a cup, it's going to form the shape of the cup. It doesn't change the fact that it's water. The only thing that's changing is the surroundings. If you pour that same cup of water into a bottle, it's still water, but it's just taking the shape, adapting to its environment so that it can continuously still maneuver in the way that it needs to. Be like water. I think Bruce Lee is the person who stated that. Be like water, shapeless, formless, and able to adapt, able to move with your surroundings and your environment. And that's it. If you are enjoying what you are hearing, again, please comment, like, subscribe at Dr. Q the Coach on all social media platforms. Please remember to be adaptable. Practice being adaptable in your daily life throughout this week and just incorporate it in your life as a whole. It will allow you to, again, expand, to become more alert, to take your mind to new heights, to create new ideas, and to really get out of your comfort zone and still be able to thrive in the midst of whatever life throws your way. Thank you for understanding that this recording and this post is a day late, but it is in the midst of adjusting and being adaptable to the current situations that I am experiencing, modifying to still provide and give in the midst of a storm. And always remember, the sky is not the limit because there is more out there beyond the clouds. See you next week.